All right, they should be able to see us in here. So if there's anyone in the channel right now, hello. We Adventures in Lollygagging. We are
Hello.
playing Mutant Year Zero tonight, continuing our ongoing campaign that we've been playing this for basically all of 2020.
Yep.
So it's been fun. This is episode 19. It's an ongoing Escape from Paradise Valley is the official name of the campaign that we're playing. It's the official adventure that is in the GenLab rules. If you're watching this later on VOD, thanks for watching. Thanks for thinking of us. But yeah, we play a bunch of different Free League games. We were just remarking right before we went live that in less than a week I'm playing like 5 different Free League games because this past Monday I played Alien, Tuesday I played Twilight 2000, and then today we played Forbidden Lands and now Mutant Year Zero, and then on Monday I'm playing Vaesen. So like within the span of a week, that's like 5 different Free League games, and they're great. So before we get going, some plugs for us. You can find Melissa and myself every other Monday over on the Free League Publishing channel. So twitch.tv/Free League Publishing, where we play Vaesen. And then on the other Mondays, we're playing Alien on our own channel right here. Twitch.tv/The Lollygaggers. And yeah, that's it. We play other stuff on Fridays as well. Little indie games that we had a lot of fun with as well. So I'm gonna do a quick summary of like what's happened thus far, and then we'll do kind of a roundtable really quick. You'll say who you're playing. We'll do some strategic turn rolls, and then we'll play out, your actual mission. So the most like obviously you guys are all mentioned, members of the animal resistance within Paradise Valley, which is this enclosed area in a post-apocalyptic world. You're all animal mutants, so you are mutants that have kind of been anthropomorphized, and you are trapped, kind of kept. Your stewards are basically the Watchers, these robotic creatures that periodically kidnap you all and take you down into the labyrinth and do various experiments on you. Recently, you all decided to take the fight to them and go into the labyrinth and rescue one of the resistance leaders, or the resistance leader, in Truffaut. You managed to succeed in doing so, but you lost 2 of your own. That's why Derek and Ashley are playing new characters. Tragic but heroic deaths. You all met kind of a new leadership, as there's kind of a aggressive takeover to some degree of the leadership, as Small Scabs, who is an albino mouse in the rat habitat, has kind of muscled in and used this latest fiasco where Truffaut got captured as a way to kind of gain power within the rat tribe and gain influence within the resistance. And now she wants to have some kind of input on the various actions that the resistance is going to take. The last time we played, you all basically did a mission that relocated Truffaut to a new hideout, and the hideout is to the northeast of the valley, which is complete opposite side of the valley from where his previous hideout was. There was like a burnt out little area with a bunch of strange like pig-like creatures that could breathe fire. It was great. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna move forward a couple weeks, as that mission was successful, and we're gonna say all of you slowly start moving back to your various habitats and take a break, and eventually you'll get a new mission. So why don't you just introduce us to your character, who you're playing, and where do you go during this time? And we'll explore in greater detail what you do. But so, who are you? Where did you go during your time off? We'll go by the order of the actual thing here, and I like to go in a counterclockwise order, which means Ashley goes first.
Um, Bassi is new to us and to me. Last episode I kept talking about how she has frog legs because it was super exciting that I got mutated. But she is a tainted animal. So that means that she's got different powers. So she has pyrokinesis. And that means I can light stuff on fire. It's like the closest thing to like magic that they kind of have in this. And then I am a scavenger this time. Previously, I was the healer, so I'm the weapons collector. I'm doing it a little bit differently than Derek did. And as a tainted animal, we don't really hang out in our habitat. So Derek's character is my brother, Penrose, and we kind of just wander. I think at this point, we don't really have like a home. That's like our goal is
Okay.
to establish a home.
Where would you say is your den? Like where you are sleeping? Like, is there any sort of permanence to that? You can
Um,
chime in too on this, Derek. I'm kind of curious.
yeah,
Yeah, I was just looking over at the map. What about the forest between the Ape Tribe and the Rat Tribe?
that sounds pretty good. I want to say like it's probably like this like weird tree that we found, and then up in like the treetops we've gathered like fabric and stuff, and we've hung it up and made kind of like a tent up there or something.
Nice, nice. You are friendly with the Rat Tribe at this point after helping save
Yeah.
Nero, and you also have like an inn with a particular a seer that that functions within the rats like upper echelons, like their leadership. So you
Mhm.
do kind of, so that makes sense that you're relatively close to the rats, but also still kind of close to the apes. So it seems to make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
especially considering we're tainted, and like until I put my skirt on, people were like spitting at me and stuff.
I've gone ahead and moved us over to like the combat map so we can see like the Paradise Valley map and everything. And so that means that Long is next. So, Long, who are you playing?
Yes, I'm McCloud. I am a young fox for the dog tribe, playing the Seer. Ultimate goal is trying to move my tribe to a better place, but right now it's a little rough because they're like taking my followers, holding them hostage.
That's true. There was one in particular that was taken hostage. Do you remember his name? Your
Yeah,
it's
my
the NPC
buddy.
that you were
Yeah,
sworn to protect that you haven't protected
it's
at all.
Slippy, of course.
Slippy, of course. Yes, Slippy.
Kind of hard protecting him when I'm out all the time.
You're actually home more frequently than you're away.
Oh, really? It doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't feel like it because we don't play the month-long downtime in between your missions. So like this would be a very long campaign if we did that. Okay, and let's go down to Derek. Who are you playing?
Yeah, so I'm playing a gorilla named Penrose, and I'm the healer this time around after Tchaikovsky met his unfortunate end in the Labyrinth. So I believe I'm the older brother to Bassi, and I'm always like watching after her because she just charges on in and just is a woman of action, and so I'm just always
Seems a
making sure she's.
psychopath.
So I always try to make sure that she's safe, provide healing. Although because she does collect weapons, I do try to have her collect books for me, like any kind of like medical literature or stuff about healing.
Cool.
Penrose is very like he's got the what did I see? He wears like basically like business casual, like a vest, dress shirt, dress pants, and broken dress shoes because his feet are so big, so his toes stick out. But he tries to have himself put together and look like a ye old doctor.
Cool.
So you'll just be hanging out around the forest, gathering herbs, and just practicing and keeping Bassi safe.
Awesome. Melissa.
So I play Hamill, who is a little weasel. One of the kind of overarching stories, we kind of started off with her brother being taken by the Watchers, Hamilton. And so, one of the, when we went into the lab to try to, get Truffaut, we were also able to find Hamilton. And he isn't quite himself.
No.
And so he was taken back to the Badger tribe, but because we had to kind of get Truffaut somewhere else last session, we weren't really able to kind of look after him. And so that's what Hamill really wants to do. This episode is going to go back and see how Hamilton is doing and how the rest of the Badger tribe is taking him, because he's pretty clearly been worked on by the Watchers, and she's worried about what his homecoming has been like.
Sure. And then finally, Logan.
My name's Logan. I play the warrior Cujo. He's kind of a unintelligent, but very devoted to the resistance cause type of enforcer. Kind of earned a name for himself in his own tribe at this point. He defeated his nemesis in a heated battle not that long ago, and ever since then he's kind of been looking for the next big score as far as fights go in the fight to free the animals from the resistance.
Yeah, big arc. You took down Chelios, who had been an informant for the Watchers, and yeah, it was a good thing. So as I said, we're going to move forward a few weeks. We're going to say that all of you have managed to take a small break. You've been told you have maybe 2 to 3 weeks of downtime to be able to do what you need. And then at a certain point, you're going to get there's going to be a kind of a cryptic note or a message or a piece of graffiti or trash or something else to signal to you all that it's time for you to head back, which for some of you is going to be a very long trek. So you Badger folks, Badger Habitat, you guys have a long hike. But if anybody wants to do something specific, like a little solo scene or something to pursue one of their other goals, like defend an NPC or piss off a rival, you're welcome to do that now. If anyone has an idea, if not, we can just skip forward to the mission debrief. So
We're so used to these downtimes being to figure out whether the murder in the cat tribe is ever going to get solved.
Oh, it got solved all right. If you ever go to the cat tribe, you'll see what happened.
We're just gonna avoid it. That's
With
my
Ashley
vote.
not there, I have 100% free reign of what goes on there, and that's it. Okay, so then
Because I destroyed the cat tribe single-handedly from within.
So you all get your various messages and you head out to the northeast corner of the valley. I'm not going to make you do rolls for this part. And you make it to the new burnt out cabin that is now serving as the Resistance headquarters. You see Truffaut, the giant bear, is in what is effectively kind of a hoarder bunker. So imagine somebody who's been a prepper and is expecting doomsday. Well, there's this little prepper bunker that you're now in, and you guys go inside this cabin on a hill. Ashy forest all around that's been burnt by this small family of piglets that you all scared away. And you can see that not only is Truffaut there, but Ringo as well. And you can see that Small Scabs is there. You can see Wild Paw is there. They're starting to definitely be kind of a brain trust between all of them and all of you. And Small Scabs has been pressing the need to recruit more. That Truffaut and you all and Wild Paw have perhaps not been doing a good enough job of creating and maintaining like a kind of a broader selection of resources, in that maybe she's just, because she's part of the rat tribe and she's used to larger numbers, this whole idea of these kind of small scale little missions, that's just not good enough for her anymore. Because what she has in mind, she's got big plans, and she's not yet ready to reveal what those big plans are, but she kind of looks around the room and she's got this little glint in her eye. Her eyes kind of linger over McCloud for a moment and then continue to pan around. But she says, you'll see what the plans are, but we don't have the numbers yet. And so they start handing out all these different jobs and such, some of which you all can kind of chime in. But different cells are going to be sent different places. But you all, because you have 2 members of the Badger tribe, you all are sent back to your old stomping ground in the southwest corner of the valley, to try and get some more people. Now, the Badger tribe used to have some active cells, but due to recent events has lost them. Not only that, but after the revelation with Chelios being an informant, there was hope that there was going to be kind of a movement there that would embrace it. But over the course of the past month and a half or so, like, things have kind of died down. A part of that is because the Badger tribe hasn't really seen a lot of Watcher activity there. And so maybe people are becoming complacent. And there's a little bit of accusations hurled at the Weasel and the Wolverine in the room that your people aren't kind of lifting, or carrying their weight. And so it's time to chop and get into it. They don't have any leads for you. They just say, you know your habitat better than anyone else, so it's time for you to go. So, you have any questions for any of the people here?
No.
Gonna get a little music going. We're gonna start doing a little travel back. So, Derek is handsome, Justin. Derek is handsome. Okay, I don't agree. but whatever. All right. So you start heading back, and roll a couple die here, a little private die, see how things go. And most of your way back is without much difficulty. However, as you are passing through some of the valley, you're trying to avoid major roads, which is usually kind of your modus operandi here. But as you're passing by the Ape Tribe, you notice that there is a fairly large like contingent of watchers. I'm going to paint on the map for you. That's kind of south of the Western Forbidden Zone, a little bit west of the river. And not only are they blocking the actual road itself that moves away from the Rat Tribe, but they seem to be swarming as if they're looking for something in the forest. Now, Ashley, so for Bassi and for Penrose, this is not too far away from where you've been making your habitat, where you've been making your home. But you can see that not only are there drones flying about, but there's serious numbers of sentinels that are just pouring through the overbrush. You can see that some of them are even knocking trees down. Like they're looking for something. How do you all want to handle this?
Maybe help them look, but not obviously. Maybe see what they're looking for.
Okay. What about the rest of you think? And how are we going to go about doing that?
Bassi do not like.
Play it far. Stay
Keep
wide.
Okay.
Keep a wide berth for sure.
All right. So if you're, we'll say one person will be keeping an eye out and they can roll a scout, and then the other person can kind of lead the group in their sneak. So pick whoever you want to handle those. So I think what we're going to start doing is I'm going to adapt some of the rules from the other games we're playing. So whoever's got the highest scout, go ahead and roll it. But whoever's got the lowest sneak, you're going to be the one who rolls this. So this is other ways
Damn.
that free
Oh God.
I was about to say I could do sneak because I probably have the highest.
This is just for
Never
group.
mind.
This is just when we're as a group. Like if you're by yourself, you can
Yeah.
still do your own thing, or if you're splitting or whatever.
I've got
Well,
5 for
I-
scout.
I have a 0 in scout and a 0 in sneak.
I also have a 0 in sneak and only 2 agility.
Okay, we're tied.
Are you good at anything, McCloud?
I have 4 agility.
Okay. And then so Hamill, I think both of these things are stuff you're good at. So which one do you want to do? Or
Well, since I can't do the sneak, then I would say I'll probably do the scout.
okay, so go ahead and roll your scout check. So we'll start there.
So what is this roll from?
What's that?
Which game is this roll from?
I think this is Alien.
Alien?
The lowest and highest.
Like the lowest sneak.
I was gonna say I don't
It's
really
easier.
watch Alien because I don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah, well, the Monday game isn't really. That's just us playing a campaign, so you can watch that one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It kind of makes sense thematically, though, that the person that is worst at sneaking is the
Yeah.
one that's going to screw it up for you. So that should probably be the person that rolls it.
I think it
Yeah.
makes sense. And there's always like that kind of thing where like, hey, I want to do this. I failed. Okay, well then I'll do it too. I failed. Okay, well I'll do it. And it's like, all right, guys. Like, so I think this is a better way to do it. So one of the things you notice, Hamill, as you all are keeping your distance, is that there are drones that are flying about and like kind of they're not above the trees. They're literally at the tops of the tree lines, and you're seeing that they're moving really nimbly through the trees and the branches themselves. You can see even sometimes they fire a few of their lasers and they like knock off little limbs and they fall to the ground. It's as if they're looking for something up in the trees. Every now and then you hear them like call something out, and then like a sentinel group comes in and the whole tree gets knocked down. So it looks like they're looking for something up in the treetops.
So would the rest of the group know that you guys live in this area, or have you guys kind of kept that to yourself?
I mean, considering we're seeing all this stuff happening, you'll probably see Bassi like wringing her hands together. I wonder if they are looking for my special spot. I have stuff there. And she just looks at Primrose like, maybe we should go away.
I suppose we should check on our home and make sure everything's okay.
Okay. So do you all want to like rush there, or do you want to carefully sneak there?
I would carefully sneak because we're way outnumbered and they can talk pretty much instantly with each other.
Okay. So then we'll go ahead and carry through on that sneak test. So who's got the worst sneak here? So who would roll the fewest amount of dice if you look at
I think
both
it's
your
2.
agility and your sneak?
Yeah, I think 2 is the lowest.
Okay. Whoever's got 2, go for it.
Just a three-way tie.
Yeah.
I have 4, so
Who's got
4 agility.
Okay.
Oh,
Derek, go.
All right, do it.
All right.
And that makes sense. You know the way. Do you want to push?
Might as well.
Okay.
oh no.
All right.
Well, I didn't lose anything.
Yeah, you didn't lose anything, which is totally different in this game than
Just
other games.
our lives.
But you all are trying to keep in the overgrowth as best you can, sneaking from tree to tree. When you come face to face, like as you're sneaking around this one large oak, you come face to face with a sentinel, and it's just almost inert. It's just sitting there. You can see there's lights on it, but it's not moving. And you can see that that the treads itself appear to be like stuck on a root, almost as if it's caught in place. But as it's looking at you, and it's much bigger than all of you, the top of its body rotates towards you, and it's got its guns, moves them out, and it says, "State your identity and your purpose." Doesn't immediately shoot you.
We should help it. Maybe we can make it our pet.
Bassi, I'm going home to sleep.
And then it's like, Bassi. And then it's going to go ahead and scan you. So let me roll a little test. Oh my god. Okay. It seems it doesn't like the name doesn't register with it. What do you guys do?
It knows you. It's your pet. It's your security guard.
But every now and then you can hear the treads going as they're getting caught in that root.
I guess we'll just continue on if it's not acting hostile toward us.
It's not.
Does it? Yeah. If we start to walk away, does it make any movements or anything?
I mean, have all of you identified who you are and what your purpose was?
Oh, it asked that of all of us.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's definitely gonna know at least one of us.
Hamill's gonna try to sneak under and see if she can pull it out. Pull it out.
Roll a comprehend test. See if you can figure out like how the
shit.
gears and such work. Because you're not strong enough to get it free, but you might be clever enough to like figure out how the treads work, what's blocking it, that kind of thing.
I got a success.
Okay, yeah, you can see that it's not the giant root that's keeping it stuck in place, but you can see that there is a very strong, like almost like ropey root that is wrapped around one of the gears and the treads. And so you take like a knife out or whatever you have, and you start hacking through it. Yeah, and you totally free it. And as you do, it lurches forward, and it almost like knocks over all of you. But then it turns almost like a sprinkler head, scans Hamill up and down, and you can see like the light on its face just sort of like focuses in and out. But then it spins around and it drives away towards the rest of the crew that seems to be scanning elsewhere, leaving you completely alone. Now what?
Breathe a sigh of relief.
Okay. You continue towards your den, and it's probably about a half a mile from there. You find it, and it doesn't seem like it's been affected. This little crew of sentinels and watchers and such hasn't reached here. You don't know if they will. You don't know if they won't. But your stuff is still intact, hidden as best it can be up in the trees. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I would just say to Bassi, do you need to get anything important? Because I have a feeling this may not last very long.
We should probably grab and go.
And Bassi will go up and just like grab some stuff and like, because I lost some of my stuff in my rickshaw, and I'm just gonna start stuffing it in. Like, I'm gonna have like 2 backpacks.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and Penrose is just going to collect like the most important books that have helped him the most from his collection and just leave everything else.
All right, sounds good. So you get what you can, leave a few things that you could easily replace, and then you just start huffing it out of there. At this point, you're at a distance where stealthing is probably not going to help you. So at that point, maybe you break into a little bit more of a run. I want the two of you to go ahead and roll move tests or actually indoor tests as you're carrying a little bit extra load here as you get to the outskirts of the dog tribe at this point. Okay. Yeah, and you can keep your, maybe somebody else in the group gives you a hand from time to time. Now, eventually, you get up and you can see at the distance, there's the lodge. There's the dog tribe's lodge. Do you try to get close to it? Do you try to circumvent it completely? Do you have a preference? Do you care? The fastest route would be basically going right past the lodge itself. But if you wanted to avoid it completely, you can swing probably southward and loop around.
I guess it would be up to Long, like what he would think would be best.
What would you say there, McCloud?
Going near?
Yeah, like you don't have to go inside or anything. But you know that the closer you get to the lodge, the more likely you might encounter lodge guards that are doing various patrols in the immediate outskirts.
It's possible there's resistance at the dog too. Watchers.
Watchers, yeah.
We just go around.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So Hamill, why don't you go ahead and roll a scout test as you try to look around, because you come up to the inner fence and you're just looking for a way around. Yeah.
1 success.
And you find one. You take a little time, kind of looking up and down, and find another hole, like this little burrow somebody had just dug, and like the top parts of the fence are kind of ripped apart, and you can kind of get underneath it just fine. And eventually, you make it to the Badger Tribe. This probably took pretty much a whole day to get through there. It wasn't too terrible, but you can definitely get the sense that there's a lot of activity going on in the valley, maybe more than you would have thought. But eventually you make it to the Badger Tribe. Before you get into the burrow area, you can see a handful of these Badger and Wolverine guards stop you. They kind of question who the hell you people are. And when they look at Bassi and Penrose, because one of you has frog legs, correct?
I'm wearing a wedding skirt.
Okay. All right, let me roll.
So my legs are covered.
All right, let me see if they notice. Okay. They kind of look you up and down. And they're like, "What's your business here? Why are you coming here?"
Like to me?
Yeah, you big ugly ape.
And I'll kind of just like jiggle like my backpacks.
I have stuff.
You've got stuff. What kind of stuff
Yeah.
you got in there?
I got some cool stuff.
Let me see some.
and
Let me see
I'll just,
something
like,
cool.
Just shove my hand in there.
Okay.
And I guess I'll...
What do you produce that is cool enough to shut this guy up?
I want to see how good I roll.
Okay.
I get a 1.
All right, so
That's definitely a yo-yo.
It's like a cool sparkly yo-yo. So like when you put
This
it
guy's
out,
gonna
it,
turn
like...
into the Meister burger.
Oh
I
my!
love yo-yos.
Can I have that?
Yeah, if you let us in.
Okay, it's fine.
All right, deal.
So he takes it. Oh, it's like, oh, I don't even know what it is. And then like two of the other guard, he's just like, look, when he pops him right in the face with it as it like kind of expands out from the string, hits him in the eye. Oh, why are you doing that? But at this point, you're all able to move into the habitat. Remember that the Badger habitat has like on the southwest side, in the shadow of like the big outer fence, you can see that there's like an abandoned concrete building. Most people don't hang out in there. There's a few scattered packs that might stay in there, but for the most part, the majority of the population are in the burrows that are in these kind of sunken trenches, like northeast of the actual concrete building itself. I would say, Cujo and Hamill, you live here, so you know your way around. McCloud, you've been here, so it's probably not that strange for you. Penrose, Bassi, I don't know if you've been here before, but you are getting really strange looks, despite the fact that you're walking around with a folk hero in Cujo and someone else in the Weasel, and you're kind of getting these odd looks.
We're huge.
You are gigantic compared to everyone here, to the point where there are certain hallways and trenches that you just can't fit in. You have to like climb out, walk over the top, and hop down on the other side. and it's kind of a very awkward time here. Now, there are signs of resistance support here. You can definitely see the familiar kind of resistance sign, which is like paw on top of talon, kind of on top of like, what's it called? Claw. So claw, paw, and talon, like all kind of on top of each other, sort of what people draw here and there. And you can see that from time to time, but Cujo and Hamill, you would know over the last couple of weeks that it's been quiet, like almost strangely quiet. There's been this weird return to normalcy where Badgers and Wolverines are once again kind of arguing over stupid things. Martins and Weasels are once again kind of at their throats. There's not a whole lot of talk right now about either the Watchers or the Resistance, like at least not outwardly. You know that the Elder Assembly, which is run by Iserman and whom now consists of Gretzky once more, as Gretzky's got his space back after Chelios was taken down. There haven't been any new proclamations or anything like that in favor of the Resistance or anti-Watcher. They've just sort of not been doing a whole lot, at least not outwardly. So how do you want to go about trying to recruit some new membership to the Resistance?
Do Resistances still like public executions?
Depends on the on the member, I suppose.
It's a good idea.
I think that's for like the actual like assassination or like demonstrations.
Yeah.
Like if we
maybe
did that
should have
one.
done that with
Yeah, that's a different.
Chelios when he's around.
Yeah.
Maybe we should host a town hall. I think that'd be a good idea. Try and get the public's opinion on what's going on around here.
True,
Then we
there's
can better
probably
lead the people.
like a section here that's riled up from your actions.
So, I'll say one of Hamill or Cujo can roll just kind of a broad sense of motion, and the other can assist. So whoever has the better roll, go ahead and roll it, and then
That's probably you, Cujo.
and then take a +1 on it, as maybe the two of you go about and kind of talk and sort of figure things out.
I have a 3.
Okay.
I got a 2, so.
All right.
Roll it with a +1.
Got one.
Okay. You're getting the sense that people don't want to talk about the Watchers right now. I just don't want to talk about the Watchers. They don't want to talk about the Resistance. Like, it was a fairly traumatic experience. It was a holiday. You all, like, there was a clear, very near civil war amongst this habitat that happened because of the infiltration that Chelios did and the information that he kind of gave over. And at this point, there's almost like they're happy to just sort of squabble over the same stuff again. And so you're getting the sense that sort of outward displays of Resistance support might not go over well because it's kind of rocking the boat. You have, with the one success, you do know that there are certain pockets of more aggressive folk that might be receptive to this, who are just kind of staying away from the boroughs. The boroughs are kind of conservative right now. It's more the outskirts. That's a general vibe you're getting. Go ahead, Ashley. Looks like you were going to say something.
I have an idea.
Okay.
So,
Team building
Hamill,
exercise.
my love, your wonderful brother. He's in the outskirts at that tree with that one guy. We
Hedged
could
up.
honestly we could bring him back to the burrows and kind of be like, hey, so you guys remember how traumatic it was when my brother left? This is what the Watchers are doing to us. And, I don't know. Maybe.
No, I was definitely thinking the same thing of, like, I'm not necessarily thrilled about it, but kind of using him and what's happened to him as sort of the living propaganda against the Watchers.
Yep.
You could potentially do that, but the sense you're getting is really like outward displays like that might not go over as well as you think right now, just because it's almost like it's almost like the habitat is taking a breath and just really would like to finish exhaling before anything bad anything further happens. It's almost like there's definitely the phrase "the calm before the storm" has been used like 1,000 times. It's not like people realize like nothing bad's ever going to happen again. It's just like we're taking
They need a
advantage of
break.
this for as long as we can, because the badger habitat has surprisingly been the source of some major melodrama over the course of our campaign.
Yeah.
So maybe it's something that we could pull just a select few to do this with. So it's not necessarily like a big, town hall
So then-
PTA meeting kind of a thing, but like
But like a circus freak show where we charge entry and like see what we have
Some,
behind the
some
curtain.
No.
community, some community service, some rebuilding, some
That
infrastructure.
could work.
Bring everyone together, focus on the same common goal, and maybe we can eventually pivot them to some more extremist views. I think that's a good idea.
Say you have punch and pie. That'll get people.
Hey, do you guys want some Kool-Aid?
So you also have, don't forget, you all have friends here. I mean, like you've got, there's plenty of people that you can, I mean, like you all have, I mean, like you got Wiley is one of your best friends, Hamill, like, I mean,
Not
Gretzky
anymore.
is your mentor, Cujo, who's actually on the council. You've met Iserman. There's a few other folks.
Lindstrom, Hashik. all
What
of them, man.
about, is there still like damage?
Oh yeah, I mean, but it's not so much like the stuff here. The infrastructure here is their burrows are not like, they don't live in human settlements. Like there's definitely like, it's almost like we're in a dump in a way, like where
Yeah.
people are living in hovels and they're living in holes in the ground and they have some possessions. Like you see a recliner here, a sofa there, milk crates that have been turned into places where weasels sleep. So the type of destruction isn't like permanent. Like none of it's gonna be.
What about like watcher parts? Like, is there stuff like still like strewn about all over the place, or
Nah, nothing.
No?
And don't forget,
Okay.
it's been weeks and weeks and weeks. It's been at least a month since the Chelios incident.
Okay.
So, but no, and you would also know that most of the time, that stuff is actually recovered by watchers
Yeah.
themselves.
Okay.
Most folks are a little nervous about actually collecting that kind of tech. It's really only the resistance and other brazen folk that are willing to do it.
so Hamill wants to go out to the woods where Hydrick and Hamilton are.
Okay. Is anybody going with you, or are you gonna go by yourself?
Yeah, I want to follow along.
Okay.
Bassi feels weird, and she's large, so she's gonna go.
And you are
Yeah,
getting
Penrose
a lot
will
of looks.
accompany.
Okay. All right. So,
Get the large folks out of the immediate area.
Cujo, are you gonna go too, or are you gonna do something?
Yeah, I'll
else?
follow.
Okay.
We'll
Yeah.
keep the new groups and the old groups separate for a bit.
All right. So, you head out.
We're all going together, it looks like.
I think you're all going. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think everyone's
Yeah.
going. Yeah, you head out through the meadows, which you know that there's not a lot of hunting that happens out here. There's really no real game in the meadows anymore, but there's occasional like trees, and there's people out here that kind of are scavenging still. You pass by like this peculiar looking Wolverine that has what almost looks like headphones on, and they're carrying around some long like almost like a pole with this little plate at the end, and they're just like moving around, and they're like swinging this big pole back and forth along like the meadow ground. Meanwhile, like butterflies are flailing out of nowhere, and he looks up because he can't hear you, and he turns and he sees you, and he freaks out a little bit, and then he almost looks like he's like waiting for you to attack. He's got this thing brandished, and then when he talks really loud because his ears are covered. So he's like, "Can you all not make so much noise around here? I'm working with really sensitive equipment."
And Hamill thinks he must be hard of hearing, and so like gets even closer in her like furious little like running circles that she does around on the ground. Like, we're just passing through. We're just passing through. Everything good?
What? Oh, right. And he goes and he pulls them off. And he says, "What?"
What are you doing?
"Just searching for stuff."
Like, okay. How's everything been?
Fine.
Do I know this person at all? Like from around?
Roll a d6.
Sure.
If you roll 4 or above, you know him. Nope.
I don't.
Doesn't look familiar.
Searching for stuff, you look like you're playing with a stick.
He kind of looks around. He's like, "Well, this stick, as you put it, gonna help me find some stuff. It's already helped me find some things. I found a hubcap. You know what those things are? Yeah.
Bassie's shaking her head.
Apparently, in the long, long ago, the humans used to have like animal pets, and they would pour water into hubcaps, and they let those little pets drink from them. I got one of those. I found a bone once, really sharp one, and he kind of pulls it out of his back, like his back satchel, and it's got like this really sharp end, and it's just like a basic bone. It's like nothing really. It's like a shiv now. And it's like, and I got my pride and joy. And he goes and he pulls out something else, and it's this little tiny electronic device. It's like handheld, got a couple buttons, little screens, discolored. Yeah, found this. Oh, out west by the outer fence. Not too close, of course, but I found one of these. Yep. I don't know what the hell it does, but it's pretty nice.
Can I attempt to comprehend what it is?
Sounds like a calculator.
I'm going to give you a -1 because it's not in your hands. But yes.
Okay, fair.
So go ahead and roll comprehend.
I was thinking maybe like a remote or something.
Well, you
See with
said
your
there's a
eyes, not your
screen.
hands.
Ass.
Yeah. You know this to be kind of a something that like younger humans might use for entertainment.
Tablet.
Something that they might play games on, perhaps.
Yeah, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Pocket.
Yeah, it's super like gray and kind of faded, and there's some like purplish buttons and stuff on it.
Oh.
There's something like sticking out of it, and you're confident, Bassi, that if he would just let you see it, you might be able there's something sticking out of the back that you might be able to do something with.
And like Bassie, she's
Fight
got
him.
really long fingers.
I could probably turn that on for you.
She's okay. She's okay. She's a friend.
Gotta
It's
look
okay.
it up because you're really, really big compared to him. Roll a dominate test, Bassi. You can. I'll give you +3 because there's other people here.
And you're huge.
Do you want to push that?
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Pass.
All right. Let me roll this little sense. Okay. He's like, all right, I'll just let you look at it though, but I want to look at something of yours at the same time, just in case.
Okay.
And she'll just hand her back again.
Okay.
And
So you kind of switch over, and then do you want to push that too? Otherwise, you're just gonna get a piece of trash. Oh, okay.
okay.
So what did you get?
I got one of those. Yeah, one of those paddle balls, where it's the thing and it's got the attached ball to it. So Bassie pulls it out and she starts, and she's like,
Okay.
Very fun. Here you go.
Okay, fair enough. Kind of looks at it, kind of starts playing around with it, hits himself in the face a few times with it. But yeah, you have this in your hands.
I heard this is how humans would build muscles because they were kind of tiny.
Okay. And he's totally believing you. Okay. Oh, jeez. So you take a look at this little gaming console thing, and you notice that there's two things on the back that are interesting. One of them, there is like something that you can kind of slide out. It's like purpley. It's like a sticker that's been ripped and has a couple of those human letters in it and a couple like colorful blocks that are in different shapes. You're not exactly sure what it says, obviously, but you kind of slide it out and you can see that some dust falls out, and you can slide it back in and you hear a little click. It sounds really good. But then there's this other little tongue thing at the bottom on the back. You kind of pull that back a little bit and you realize that this is a place where batteries go. And it looks like there's batteries in here, but like the plus and the minus aren't the right way. So you kind of flip them over, give it a little plug them back in, and then you turn it on, and all of a sudden the screen lights up with this like dark black picture, and there's that same word that's on that purple label. There's little buttons and things you start pressing, and all of a sudden on the screen, blocks just keep falling down from the top of the screen, and you're just like, yeah. So, and so he's at this point, like, he's still playing with the thing that you gave him, but like seeing that you got it working, he's like, well, I'll be damned, you got it working.
I told you.
Okay. No reason to get all choked up about it. But he's like, okay. I'll tell you what. You let me keep this thing. I'll let you keep that thing. But I want you to return that at some point. Okay? So we'll call it like a trade. And then you can come, you keep it for like a week. And I'll keep this for a week. And then you come back and we'll trade.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay. And so he gives you his name. His name is let's call him Stenmark80. Okay. And then he puts his stuff back on, and he's like, I got it back to work now, speaking really loud again, and he gets back to like scanning the ground for something. Okay.
Nice.
So you continue. Traveling in the direction where you know that Hedgeduck has set up camp for himself. And
we need to like help Bassi walk. Like, are you playing the game while you walk, and we need to like
I was about
make
to
sure
say,
you
does
don't
this
run into
provide
trees?
Does
Yeah.
this provide some kind of bonus?
What she's doing at this point is she's just kind of like holding onto the back of Penrose's shirt as she's just kind of like zombie walking, playing with one hand.
so what we'll say is, we'll say that this can restore wits. So we'll say if you mess around with this for a little bit, you can kind of restore a point of wits. All while the battery plays. So anytime you decide to play it, Ashley, you got to roll a d6, and if at any point you roll a 1, the battery starts to deplete.
Should I roll a d6 right now?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a d6 now. We'll say that the battery's got enough for like 3 ones, and so you can keep this for a little while. It's another thing I'm stealing from Alien. Okay.
Right off the bat.
So its power value is down to 2. So anytime you play it, anytime you try to use it to restore wits or something like that, and you're playing around with it, roll it again, and so your battery's at 2, and if it gets down to 0, the batteries are depleted. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Are batteries something I can scavenge for?
They're an artifact, so no, but you
Okay.
can potentially find them around in the valley. Okay.
Very cool.
So you continue your travel, and eventually you bypass the meadow, and you can kind of get into the area where all the forests start happening on the sort of the west side. Hey, friend, how's it going, man? Long time no see. And you can see that there is one very noticeable giant oak tree that has been described to you. You probably have already been here since it's been a few weeks, and you know that Hedgeduck is there. You also know that Hedgeduck is a hunter himself, and likely there are traps around, and so you would probably need to be a little careful as you're moving through here. So Hamill, why don't you roll a scout test to make sure that you don't accidentally trip one of his many wonderful traps. You're muted.
Sorry, he was rolling my trapper just to see if there's anything that helps me.
I'm fine with that too. If you want to roll for like your trapper stuff, that's fine.
No, it doesn't actually help me in looking for traps.
I would say roll +1 just because this is a place you've been before. So it's not like you're...
Sorry, what am I rolling?
Scout.
Scout, okay. And modifier of 1. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to push?
Sure. Eek.
Okay.
Damn
So
it.
It's okay. We have a device that restores wits.
I'm gonna need that like, immediately.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Pretty much I'm down to 1 wits.
at one point you watch as McCloud is about to step on like a hidden bear trap, this little clamp trap where there's all sorts of leaves stepped over it, and you just grab him at the last second. And then you point out to him out like where the little spikes are, this rusty old bear trap that probably could have broke his leg or just bit him in half because the thing is so huge.
And I'm just gonna like kind of spin around and just be like, can everybody just stay behind me? Let me walk first, please. Please? Yes? Are we good? Everybody?
I'm a little bigger than you, but I'll do my best.
Well, just slow down then. I'm going as fast as I can.
And it's at that point that you see this little rustling in some of the overbrush up ahead, or underbrush, and you can see moving out from it is Hamilton. And you can see that a lot of the wires and stuff that were kind of sticking out like have been removed. Some of the places where he'd been shaved is starting to grow back hair. but he's still got that kind of faraway look in his eyes, and he's just kind of slowly and methodically just sort of pushing this little ball, this little discolored ball with like different hexagons of black and white, just kind of pushing that around this tree. And you can see following him is Hedgehog, who steps out, sees you all, kind of waves you all down. It's like, oh, I didn't know y'all were coming.
So Hamill's gonna just like jump on Hamilton.
Okay.
And, you know, just
I just be careful. He's a little sensitive, you know. He fell out of the tree a couple days back. He's got a big old welt on his back. Just be careful there, because he doesn't really yelp for sound, you know, for you know, with damage and stuff. Like if he's hurting, kind of gotta be careful. But he's doing all right. He actually said some words the other day, which is nice. I mean, they weren't nice words, but he said some words. So that's good.
But why did you let him fall out of a tree? You should have been watching him more closely.
I mean, if you really are that concerned, why aren't you living here with him?
Because we're trying to stop the Watchers so that this doesn't happen to other people's brothers, and I can't do both at the same time.
Okay.
And so there's kind of that like ambivalence of like, he has a point, but she's defensive. And
Okay, I get it. You
sticking
care
to
about
the
him and such, but
bigger
like, you know,
cause.
I've been here for weeks with him, and you know, I can't keep an eye on him every single second of the day. But you look at him, he looks good, doesn't he? Looks healthier.
No, you're right. He does.
All right, calm down. All right, why don't you all come on in? And they like lead you. Well, he kind of looks up at the big folk. Well, all right, maybe we'll just eat outside. And so like he kind of settles down, puts a little campfire out in front, and sits down. And says, what the hell brings you all out here? A whole lot of you are here too.
We're trying to. We've got to get our numbers up. We're just never going to be able to keep doing this, just little bits at a time. We've got to get our numbers up.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. What do you mean you got to get your numbers up? Spits.
We need to recruit more people.
Uh,
Have you been back to the habitat?
yeah, we go, you know, for a little bit, do some trading and such when we need to, but you know, we don't like to linger. People get uncomfortable seeing him, you know.
I know. Is anybody sympathetic? It like you know,
Sure,
everybody's just going back to normal, like nothing happened, and like
of
that's
course
not
they're
gonna
going
change
back
anything.
to normal. Why wouldn't they be going back to normal? You know, people got to live their lives. Okay, it's just how things go. You know,
Just they'll complain that nothing changes, and they won't do anything. They won't do anything about it. But does anybody
no.
seem like we could talk to them and maybe they'll join?
Oh, what do you mean, like resistance material?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I mean, no one back in the burrows. You don't want to go there, man. That's where all the, you know, they ain't the bravest folk. I mean, there's some people up here around. You know, they might. I don't know. I don't really get into the politics of it all, you know. But there's this one little group, kind of like yourselves. You know, a little mix. Not, you know how the burrows are, man. You got your Weasels over there, you got your Martins over there, your Wolverines here. They mix up, little rough and tumble pack, and they couple of each and such. You know, they cross the classic boundaries and things, and they, I don't know, they might be all right. You might.
And they're
might
out
talk to
here?
them. Oh
In the
yeah.
woods by you?
Yeah, I don't know exactly where, but I know they guard this little scavenger guy named Forsberg. If you start heading about head up to that inner fence off to the northeast there, and there's gonna be this really long fallen tree hollowed out on the inside. That's where he you know, I'm not supposed to know this, but that's where he keeps his hoard. You might find him there. And I know that they escort him around from time to time. They're pretty nice to Hamilton, to be honest. I mean, as nice as anyone will be. They're, you know.
Well, that's good. Then they're probably good people.
Hey, Arbelin, how's it going? Yeah, they're they're okay. The Rangers up there, they're good folk, I think. But I don't know. I mean, again, I don't know their politics, man. I just don't think, you know, not everybody likes the the city life. You know, some people like to live out in the country, like myself.
Well, it seems like they'd be more likely. So
Okay, well, you know.
thank you for the tip. And
Yeah.
Hamill will see if she can go around and kind of get them some extra food. To
Okay.
kind of do her
Do a hunt.
do a
Yeah,
hunt.
good. Roll it up. Anybody else doing anything or asking anything?
Ooh, I got 3.
Come back with tons of shit. Yeah. Just
One
a
thing-
Bassi,
veritable feast.
go ahead, Long.
Go ahead, Long.
I'll just maybe take a look at Hamilton here, see what's up with him.
Okay.
Yeah, same. Seeing if there's anything that I can heal with, like, you know, his mind, give him some herbs, or even just the wound on his back.
You
or
can
both.
definitely heal the wound on the back. You can tell it's not just a bruise, but it's like a scrape, and you can kind of help with that a little bit. But
Okay.
everything else is just sort of they screwed with him. You know, they've been in his brain.
Yeah.
You want to push?
Yeah.
Okay. And he's really tentative at first. But you know, Hedgedick's there and kind of like, no, it's all right, Hammy, it's fine. You just let the big old gorilla do his work, and he does gingerly. So you can definitely get the sense that there's definitely some recognition coming back, but you know, I think Hedgedick would probably tell Hamill, like, don't get your hopes up too much, like, and all of you would know this too. All of you would know, be careful. Like, if an animal gets as far gone as Hamilton gets, unlikely they're going to come all the way back. Like, for you, Penrose, and for you, Bassi, I mean, they screwed around with you, but they didn't necessarily screw around as deeply as they did with Hamilton, unfortunately.
Penrose will reach into his own backpack or rucksack or whatever he used, and one of his books will actually be like a child's book about, like, the body, just like about the human body, but with, like, very simplified language. And, like, Penrose will open it to a page and just point to the picture and see if Hamilton cares at all about it, and if he does, he'll leave the book with him.
Kind of just reaches out at that point and kind of grabs it and holds it up to himself, and he's looking, and then kind of looks up at you, and he kind of pulls his head a little bit closer, smells it, and then he just starts kind of scratching it a bit. But yeah, he seems to react to it kind of peculiarly, but he's reacting.
I'll let him keep it and just smile.
You also notice that as he does it, one of the bushes about 10 feet behind you catches fire out of nowhere. Poof, just catches fire.
That was not me. To
Oh,
clarify.
no, it's all right. Sorry, miss. That's when Hamilton gets excited, sometimes, you know, stuff goes. Psh. That's why I like to try to keep him calm, you know. So he's
Can also make stuff go.
well, when time permits, if you know, maybe you can help him figure out exactly how to control this a little better. When the time's right, you know.
I don't know if that's really something I would be good for.
And then she'll just look at Primrose and, like, adjust her skirt and then go and sit somewhere else.
Okay. So I don't know if Freda knows this, but you're a silverback gorilla, and she has frog legs, but she's wearing a wedding dress to cover up the frog legs,
Yeah.
so that the normal animal mutants don't freak out about the fact that she's been tainted. So, good times. Okay, so Hamill, you come back. You got some food.
Yeah, I've got
McCloud.
10 food rations for.
Oh yeah, so you spread them out, no problem.
Yep.
McCloud, do you want to do any kind of vision stuff? You want to do any?
Yeah, I was thinking about
Ooh.
something. I'll just climb the tree or wherever they're living.
Yeah, there's a couple trees around.
You could sit on my head.
Are you
I'll
taller than
stand-
the tree though?
I'll stand on my, like, you know.
Get in the
height.
tree so it's taller than the tree.
Okay.
What is this?
Can I get on top of you, Bassi, and then Long can get on top of me?
I'm just, like, holding y'all up.
It's
Penrose is just, like, nervously shifting his hands, like, please, no concussions, no lacerations.
So at this point, Hamill comes back with like 20 steaks, and she's looking up and like, "What the are you all doing?"
We're
Alright.
just hanging out in the tree.
And then this scry will be for our next encounter with whatever badger
Okay.
group that we meet.
So are you looking to try to
The-
like get a bonus on like a dominate? or
Yeah, like a
something?
dominate bonus over them.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the scry. Okay.
Nice.
Sure.
Big money.
Yeah. So basically, if somebody has to roll a dominate on another, another animal at some point, you'll have 2 successes already in the bank for you. All right. Okay. It's like maybe 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll say that you probably camped before you made it to the Badger Tribe. Spent a little time in the early morning hours, and you've spent most of the day coming out here. Do you want to keep going north and try to find that log? Hedgehog says it's maybe, I don't know, it's about a half an hour that way, maybe. Okay.
Hamill will ask Bassi if she can see that little thing that you were playing with earlier. It looked like a lot of fun.
The Game Boy.
Wait, don't we just need to drink water to replenish wits?
And you also need time, like 4 hours.
I thought it was
okay.
water for agility. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Water
have
for
some
agility. Wits is just
I think
resting.
it's sleep. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'll pass
And
it down.
Doubt is the one where you have to do your animal thing.
Animal thing, yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d6 then.
Yep.
Okay.
Not a one.
All right. So you play around with this little game where blocks are trying to come down from the ceiling, and you're trying to stack them, and just keeping your focus on something else helps.
Okay, so I get 1 back.
Yeah, you can get 1 bit of wits back.
Can I put Hamill in my purse while we're traveling? And
Sure. Okay. All right.
Does it have
that's the way
volume?
she's playing.
Does it have
So I just see the
sound
little
volume?
lit screen like in the darkness of your bag.
So Cujo, while you're asking that, maybe you're poking around on it, you do in fact hit a little volume button. It's not the greatest sound, but yeah, there's a little like MIDI music coming out. It's pretty nice.
Nice. Enough to get down to a little bit.
Yeah, a little as you're moving through. All right, so since Hamill
There
and,
goes any ability to sneak.
since Hamill and Cujo are busy, who's rolling the scout to try to find this log? So McCloud, Penrose, Bassi, I would say, because Cujo's
that's a
busy
wits roll.
dancing.
I have 0 in scout, but I have 4 wits.
Okay,
You're pretty good.
I'm the same.
I'll give you a +1 because you've been given directions.
I'll let Bassi take this roll.
All right, go for it, Bassi.
Okay, Scout
Yeah, with a +1.
with +1. 2 successes.
Easy. I mean, it's like it was really good directions by Hedgeduck. It's
And I'm just really tall, so
Yeah.
I can like
no problem.
see it.
And like you're kind of crossing back over the northwest corner of the meadow, and you're gonna get to this little small patch of mostly fallen trees and big bushes, but you do find this like massive old log on the ground. There's like little flowers and stuff that are blooming from it here and there.
Real quick, while we are walking to this log, can I do like grooming to Bassi to restore 1 point of instinct on myself since it's an animal behavior?
Yeah, but it should take like 4 hours though to do that. I think you need 4 hours of your animal instinct stuff to be able to do that. Double check that, but I'm pretty sure that's right. I should have the heal rules in the journal.
Yeah, it just says perform a specific animal behavior to recover all instinct. It doesn't mention any time.
I think it does.
Oh, wait. More slowly you can recover. More slowly you can recover by getting 4 hours of rest plus. Okay, yeah.
Plus
okay.
one of those other things, right? Again,
Yeah.
you guys could hang out. You guys didn't have to go right away, but
No, it's okay. It's just 1
Okay.
point.
so eventually you get there and you do hear like something going around, like someone's like, God, God damn it, someone like bitching and moaning from the inside of the log. This log is probably about 30 feet long.
Penrose will just call out and say, "Are you okay?"
No, I'm not okay. Wait, who are you?
Some visitors.
Visitors. And then you see like this head just pop up from a hollow at the top of this fallen log, and there's just like this tiny little head like looking out at you. It's this like little badger face with this like little black and white stuff. Like, what the hell is a gorilla doing here?
Well, I can walk around, so
You hear the trade?
what are we here for?
So this
Are you-
guy
so
was.
does anyone tell me? Because I'm just in the backpack playing.
I'll
Tetris, so-
scoop you out. And
Yeah,
just
Penrose is looking back like, what?
And I'll take the Game Boy away and I'll put it back in the purse.
It is time now for you.
I wasn't done with the. Oh, okay.
And like,
Batteries.
you notice the eyes on this badger get really wide, watching The thing that you just took out of him. What you got there? What's that thing right there? It's making a lot of noise.
Are you
Hoo-ha.
Forsberg?
I think he's Pacino, but yeah, he's Forsberg now. Hoo-ha. Yeah, I'm Forsberg. Who are you?
I'm Hamill. Hedrick says that you might be out here, so we were.
So you guys
Well,
briefly
okay.
ran into this guy once before, but it was a very in passing, and like it takes, I think maybe faces, but you guys never really had a long conversation. But what do you ask him? Hamill, what do you ask him?
I'm trying to soft in and not immediately be like, "Would you like to join the resistance?" But
You know that this guy
You know,
is
that's
just,
what you really want to do.
this guy's a scavenger and trader, and that it was the group that was like they sometimes escort him around the valley.
okay. So have you heard anything about what's been going back in the habitat
That's
With
a really
the-
vague question.
with everything that went down at the celebration a little while ago?
Oh, I was there. I saw what that one did. And he points over towards Cujo.
Mm. Well, it seems like everything's just kind of going back to normal back there. So we're looking for some other folks that might actually want to do something about this situation. And Hedrick said that you've got some folks that kind of hang out around here. You might want to talk to them.
He kind of like eyes you. Go ahead and roll a dominate.
Oh, I'm horrible at this.
But you get a +2 from McCloud's scry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
What
sounds
about
about
group
right.
size? Does that
Oh yeah, the
give-
group size, yeah. So you could basically take a total of +5 here on this roll.
Oh, damn.
And then if you have a higher rank,
She does not.
oh,
I got one.
Okay.
I think that's like my first dominate ever. I don't know if I
Nice.
ever do that.
Okay.
Oh.
No,
Oh,
you're
what
good.
kind of
Actually,
rank does he have if he's a scavenger? That's frightening.
he's got a pretty high rank actually. And Hamill doesn't have a particularly high rank either. But he says, my ranges. Yeah. What about them? They,
Yeah, them.
yeah. Well,
Are
what
they-
about them?
Are they due?
Out with it.
Are they due back today? We just wanted to talk to them.
I don't know. They were doing something for me. They haven't been back in a while. Something
Should
that
they
annoyed
have
me
been back?
actually.
By now?
I don't know. You know, they're scouting out a new location for the store.
Or to like sell or to get things.
To sell. I mean, I'm moving up in the world. I can't just be selling from a fallen log all my life. Yeah, there's a building off to the west by the outer fence. Yeah, they were taking a look, see if it's structurally sound for me, making sure there were no abominations and such in them. Can't stand them abominations, you know. You never know what they can do. You know, they suddenly can make your mind melt and your fur stand on edge. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But anyway,
Oh, that's definitely frightening.
yeah. I like a good, straightforward animal. You know what I'm saying? No funny farts. You know, just one kind of animal. Like if you're a dog or a fox, like this one, I want to make sure you're all fox. I don't want half fox and then half turtle. That's just crazy. That's not the way of the world.
So anyway, what if maybe we go look for them and then we could talk to them on the way back? Like totally trying to divert this conversation away from that.
He kind of looks at you
one
like,
animal thing.
are you trying to steal my location? I found it first. Well, they found
Oh,
it
no,
first.
no,
Well,
no.
I found it first and told them about it, and then they went and looked.
You can keep the location. We just want to talk to them. That's all.
You gonna buy something?
We were-
You trading?
Maybe. Let's see if we can find them first, and then we'll talk when we come back.
Well, you might die on your way out there. Watch it might come down and just swoop you all up, and you go back to the labyrinth, and all of a sudden you're all just half apes and half frogs or something. We don't want anything like that. It's crazy.
Yes.
what an
So,
imagination you
outquest
have.
then.
Oh, you think they can't do it? They can do it. Guaranteed.
So where are
Have you
your
been
friends
there
at?
in the labyrinth?
I told you they went to the west. There's a building. It's over by the outer fence.
Okay,
I didn't
so-
catch what Bassi said. Sorry.
She was asking if he's been in the labyrinth.
Hell no, I've not been in the labyrinth. If I went into the labyrinth, I'll tell you this. If they did that kind of stuff to me, if they made me into like a half bear or something. Man, my ass is big as a brown bear. You know what I would have done? I would have climbed that damn outer fence and let nature take its course. Well, not nature, tech. Let the Watcher's tech take its course. That's what I would do.
That's stick to morals.
Yeah. Listen,
Well,
are you trading or not? I got things to do here. I'm looking for something.
What are you looking for?
None of your damn business. I'm going through my things.
I could help you.
No, you can't. This is my hole. Get your own. What do you
I
think
have
you are?
my own.
Well then, what the hell are you talking to me for?
So we're just gonna go out west, and we'll see if we can find your folks and bring them back.
Okay.
How about that? So she's just gonna like
Eventually, just gonna argue like an old married couple.
This is like 10 minutes of my life that I'm never getting back. Absolutely
I
never.
told you it was between
y'all
the
hear that?
refrigerator.
Get out of here. Don't be coming around my store no more. I was going to give you 20% off at the new location, but nah. If you can't buy nothing now, you can't buy me. Buy stuff for me when I'm making it big. No.
What if we bring your people back to you? Maybe they're in trouble. Maybe we bring them back to you.
They're
Would that be
grown-ups. They
worth
can
a
do what
thing?
they want. They're fine. They're probably eating an ant like a shambler or something somewhere.
What if they're not? It could be worth something to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. You bring them back, 10% off. That's my final
Okay,
offer.
thanks. And then she's gone. Like
Okay.
there's no. He's not going to change his mind.
Okay. He just said it. He'll give you 10% off. What are you talking about? Okay. All right. So you're going to some sort of building to the west.
To the west.
That's near the outer fence. Okay.
Yep.
So, we're in that situation again where, are you trying to hustle? Are you trying to just move cash? Are you trying to be stealthy? The closer you get to the outer fence, the more likely you're going to run into some kind of watcher scouting. There could be drones flying overhead. It's hard to tell because they can go up really, really high. So
For
what's
right
the
now, I
idea?
want to go slow because I want to. I need to get. I think I need to reload on stones and get some water.
Okay. So on your way, you want to try to reload on stones. You pick some stuff up, no problem. There's no immediate stream nearby for water. You know that you can hit some stuff on the way back later to the actual burrows, but around here, towards this close to the outer fence, there's nothing that you can think of off the top of your head. But yeah, you get your stones just fine. Who wants to roll the scout to try to locate this building?
Not me.
Chicken.
Derek can this time because we both have 4 wits.
Okay, go for it. Penrose, go.
I'll do my
We'll
best.
alternate.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So you start heading west, and there's the meadow, which is usually mostly like this soft kind of yellowish color, tall grass that some of you, the smaller folks like Hamill, like McCloud, sometimes have to, you can't really necessarily see out over. But eventually you can tell that the ground gets a little softer, the stuff gets a little mushier, the grass gets a little like browner and thicker. It's almost like you're moving through brambles. But eventually you, in fact, see it. You see a building that is, I would say, probably about maybe a quarter of a mile, maybe a little less from the outer fence. You can very clearly see the outer fence from here. There's a series of these crooked, gnarly-looking trees that have surrounded it, that are kind of tipped and malshapen in some way. But you can see that there is, you think it was probably a 2-story house, but the second story of the seems to have kind of partially collapsed inward, and so the second story you can see that there's like the east side has a wall, but the north side doesn't, like it's collapsed inward. But the first story is still good, covered in all sorts of vegetation, like it's you think it might just be ivy, something like that. You look around and you see no signs of posture check. There we go. But you see no signs of anybody in the immediate area. You don't see any drones. You don't see any watchers. You don't see any of the crew that you were meant to go see.
Get closer. Keep looking around.
Okay. Do you want to go up stealthily? Do you want to go? Do you care?
I think now we probably want to be stealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's the group thing, then I want the lowest again to roll it.
Would be 2 again, I think.
Okay, go for it.
Who's got 2?
Justin,
I do.
don't talk about that kind of crap in this channel. Come on, this is
Yeah. Get that trash
Get that-
magic stuff out of here,
what
man.
is this? Go split the pot with 8-year-olds, man.
Just kidding.
Who else has only 2 sneak?
I rolled it. I also have 2 sneak.
Okay. Oh, we got 1. All right. Good deal.
Beautiful.
Okay. At a certain point, you do actually hear a buzzing, but you're not sure whether it's coming from way above you or just to the west of you. It's not near you. It's like a distant buzz. You know that sometimes the outer fence can give off this kind of buzz, and sometimes it might be something else, but you're not 100% sure. But when you get to the, when you sneak your way in, and you get to the outskirts of, like, just outside the wall, you can tell that there's like a handful of like garbage cans and milk crates and things that have been scavenged or busted through. Looks like there's old, muddy, dried out areas where like trash has been sitting for decades probably, and it's just almost baked into the ground and cemented. There is a front door that is laying on the ground, and the door itself is open and cleared. You can go inside. There are 2 windows of fairly decent size, one of which is covered from the inside, neither of which actually has full glass anymore, but you can see that there's pieces of glass from the panes that are still there. You have to be kind of careful going in. What would you like to do?
Is there a way that I could use hunter instincts to try to pick up tracks, or I guess all I'd have left is tracks that I could try to follow?
Do you have to know anything about them beforehand? Is there something specific that you would have to target? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's normally about prey, so like
Are you gonna
probably the
kill them
only
when you
thing that
find them?
would work. No, probably the only thing that would work is if I could see any tracks.
Okay. I'll say this: just if it's just like a hunt test.
Yeah, maybe. It probably doesn't really fit. I was just trying to find a way to make it work.
All right.
Is there a
I'll
roll
say
that I can do just to look for tracks?
I'll say this: there are clear tracks going into this house. Clear tracks.
Okay.
Yeah. It's unmistakable. Not treads, not like sentinel treads or anything like that, but like clear paws, like half boots and stuff that some folks wear. Yeah, and it's recent.
Okay, then I'll just try to quietly follow the tracks.
Okay. So you go inside. And everything is incredibly cluttered. Like there's a lot of broken walls and furniture. You can see like there's like couches and a dining table that are kind of split in half. You can see that there's kind of clothes and laundry that's kind of strewn about here and there, broken plates. Looks like there was a cabinet that might have contained like fine china that has fallen to the ground. Everything's shattered into pieces. You notice as you walk in here that it smells surprisingly nice. It smells kind of like these lovely little flowers, even. But as you sit there and kind of look around, that initial like impact of that nice scent, underneath it, there's like this lingering aftertaste in your nostrils of like rot and stench. It's kind of this weird mixture of these two things.
Like somebody just put in like a plug-in over.
Yeah, kind of something like that. But you look that there might have been some kind of kitchen. Looks like there might have been some kind of like dining area. All of it has been kind of smushed together. There's beams and there's the top floor that have collapsed down inward onto the first floor as well. There's a chimney that's partially still intact. It seems to go like halfway up the second story on like the western wall, but the bricks are like crumbled down from the top, so it doesn't go all the way up. But a lot of it, the base is still intact. What are you doing?
I'll go through the rubbish a bit. Maybe look around.
Okay, so you're just kind of going through the trash and things like that. You find what looks like a lot of like there's two things that you find more than anything. One are like broken pieces of some kind of nice substance. might be porcelain, might be ceramic, you're not sure. And then you also find a lot of like glossy paged bindings of things with faded pictures of, you think, humans, and likely some faded text on it. Maybe your old friend Tchaikovsky might have told you that this is like a magazine. Unfortunately, these are a little too far gone for salvaging. Like, their pictures aren't really clear, the text isn't clear, so they're not in good condition. What else are people doing?
I'll search around the house just to see if there's anybody like hiding or just in there. So whatever rooms don't have somebody in them, or spaces.
So we'll say that there's a bedroom, a kitchen. We'll say McCloud is like taking the dining area right now. And then there's like this little living room where the chimney's at. So where do you want to go, Penrose?
Oh, I'll do the living room. Check out that area.
Okay, so you head into the living room. There's a completely broken couch where a beam from the second story has fallen down and just kind of just landed long ways on top of it and just splattered it. It might dawn on you at some point, like if you dig in and grab some of the cushions, like there's like the cushion stuff might be salvageable at some point, and like you might be able to make your own like pillows with it. It could be, you make a little mental note maybe that like this could be a nice place to sleep. Then there's all sorts of bricks on the ground from where like the top parts of the chimney fell. Some of those bricks are in decent condition, and they might be able to be salvageable. There's the opening of the chimney, or the opening of the fireplace, is still intact. The kind of like the fire gate is broken and busted, but there is a poker there that you could potentially grab and use as like a kind of an improvised weapon if you wanted. And then like you can tell that there's a lot of like kind of the burnt blackish on the bottom side of the chimney itself. What do you want to do with that?
I stick my head in the fireplace and look up, since I don't know what I don't think Penrose would know what a fireplace is, but they would just see some kind of like tunnel.
Okay. You stick your head in, you turn up, and then something hits you in the face. Let me just roll. I'm going to switch this back to public. I'm just doing it like that quick way. You get punched in the face. As like some fist just catches you like right in your nose, and blood just squirts in every direction, and your eyes begin to water, and you can see that there is a creature that seems to be Spider-Man in this chimney right now, and like took a second to just punch you, and then quickly grabs it again, and they go ah, ah, ah! And they're just like screaming at the top of their lungs. What do you want to do?
Oh, calm down. I don't mean any harm. Can you guys understand me while I'm doing that?
Yeah. And it's a small creature. Like it's like Hamill size maybe. So it's like a Weasel or a Martin. You're not sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Penrose is just going to be like, I don't mean, I'm not here to hurt you. What are you doing up there? As he's holding his nose to prevent bleeding, he starts getting gauze out.
And he's like, I can't fall. If I fall, I burn. Ah! And you can see they're trying to scramble up the rest of the chimney.
With my free hand, I guess I'll hold my palm out and say, like, I can pull you out if you decide, or if you can agree to not punch me.
Kick her down. Go ahead and roll a dominate test with a -1 modification.
Okay.
Okay. And so they don't come towards you, but they stop for a moment, just in time for you to grab them and just yank them down through the chimney. And you can see that there is a small weasel, kind of like this dark gray color, almost black. Got these long whiskers coming out that you think are probably groomed, possibly, but they're covered in soot. They have like what looks to be like a cut off like jean vest, like a jean jacket vest right now that's got like bedazzled stuff on the back and blue. And they're like, ah, it burns! Ah, it burns! Ah! And they're just like rolling around in the black soot at the bottom of the chimney.
Even though I pulled them out, I feel I pulled them away from the fireplace.
Freaking out. And they're like, ah, ah!
I'll splash some water on them.
I was about to say, yeah.
Fine.
and they're continuing to freak out. And after you toss water on them, they hop up on top of the couch, like, and they look down. Get up! Get off there! You're gonna burn! You're gonna burn!
Do their pupils look dilated? Like, do they look high on something?
Roll a heal test.
Jeez.
Do you want to?
no.
Did you want to push that?
I did.
He did push.
Oh God! Sorry, I didn't
That's
see the first
bad.
roll. You can't tell. You cannot tell.
This is like the floor is lava to the extreme.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody, please make an endure test.
Oh, I almost took something that helped with endure, but then I didn't. Passed.
Okay. Anybody fell?
I guess I'll try and push mine.
Hold on, let me push.
Oh
Yep,
no.
I did.
I passed.
Oh, with a cost.
Okay. So just Penrose. Everybody else
Yep.
is good. Okay. All right. Penrose. I'm gonna roll something privately really quick, and I'll let you know what happens. Okay. So, Penrose. How can I think I'm going to whisper this to you. What is somebody else doing? How about that?
Cujo, what are you doing? Oh, you're muted.
Cujo, where are you up to? There's a couple other places that haven't really been scouted or anything.
He's having audio issues.
Oh, is he? That sucks.
Okay, so then Hamill.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. My discard's in the wrong place. There it is. I'm going to mute him really quick.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So Hamill is gonna see that this is a fellow weasel and try to figure out why the hell he's freaking out so much. Like, what do you think is gonna burn you?
Okay.
What do you think? What?
And then
Hello?
Bassi, describe where you're at. Yeah, you're good now. I had to mute you because
Okay.
we were getting some crazy noise.
What are you up to, Cujo?
Oh, I wanted to be patrolling the outside of the cabin before everything went down. Sorry, I don't know how long my mic was off for.
I'd have been a little bit because it kept looking at you, like waiting for you to say something.
Yeah. Okay. Derek, I sent you a message in Discord. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you, Hamill, you come in. You're like right in front of this other weasel, and you're like, "What are you doing?" And they're like, "Get off the floor!" Outside, Cujo, you're looking around. What are you looking for?
Just like stray footsteps to see if like if people have been hanging out here, if they've been hunting, if they've been gathering, if any kind of signs of,
You don't notice any other than like the path into the front door where there were plenty of footprints and paw print stuff. You don't notice anybody else. You don't notice anything else around here, no.
It doesn't look very lived in.
No, it doesn't look like that at all.
Okay. I guess I'll head inside at that point and then.
Okay. That's when you hear the screaming, "Get off the floor." Bassi and McCloud, what are you doing?
I guess it's game on, so I'll start climbing to the highest point in the room.
Okay, you climb up. You climb up on top of something. That's fine. Okay.
Bassi would probably have gone into the bedroom.
Okay. You head over into the bedroom, and you see that there is a bed frame here, but no mattress. You can see that the dressers have all been pulled out. The drawers have all been pulled out of the dresser, are mostly empty. There's some like socks and stuff that are thrown about here and there, but you don't notice anything like particularly fancy. There's a closet. When you open it up, you can see that the insides of the closet have like the wall on the other side of the closet have collapsed from above. And so there's really nothing in here salvageable. And the last room is the kitchen. So this screaming weasel is going crazy.
Hamill jumped up on the couch next to him.
Okay. And he's like looking down at anybody who's on the floor. So he's looking at Penrose.
Yeah, Penrose is like Penrose is just looking at Hamill and this other weasel, just like face completely horrified, like hand over his mouth, doesn't even really care about the bloody nose anymore, and he's just like he's kind of like in shock and not really saying anything. He just looks, and he's mostly looking at Hamill, horrified and just like at a loss of words.
Okay. McCloud, Bassi, Cujo.
I kind of want to be observing if my presence wasn't known when I immediately walked into the cabin, and just kind of like playing by the door and seeing what's going on.
Yeah, you see.
Kind of confused.
Yeah, it is very confusing scene. You see in the living room there are two weasels on the arm of a couch that's been broken in half. You see one of them is staring at Penrose and is screaming that he's like burning, he's melting, and then Penrose is staring at Hamill and has like this, as much as a gorilla can have a pale bloodshot face, has a pale bloodshot face and a look of horror. What are Bassi and McCloud doing?
Bassi's gonna go raid the kitchen.
Okay. Kitchen, all of the cabinets are completely empty of any sort of food. There's like old bugs in here from time to time. You do notice that there is a door that's open and there's a staircase going down into some kind of cellar. And all the while you are hearing blood-curdling screams from just a few feet away.
Oh, they got it. It's okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, she'll kind of look into the basement.
Okay. You start
She's doing like her usual like scavenger patrol.
Sure. You start moving down, and it's very dark down here. You can get the sense that like there's no light like at all. So do you have anything of light? Like there's a very vague bit of light coming in from the door that you just opened, but there's not a whole lot down here. It's not complete darkness, but it's close.
I think I had like a torch. I could be wrong though.
Okay.
Can I scavenge for something?
Sure. Go ahead and roll your scavenge test. Cujo, what are you doing with the information that I just gave you about what you see?
Probably trying to get myself into a position to stop something if one of these weasels loses their mind.
Okay.
So just trying to play bouncer for a second.
All right. Bassi, you pull out a torch. That'll last you a little. It's a one use, but you get it, and you go ahead and light it up. And the cellar itself has like a big broken storage refrigerator. And you can see that the front side has been broken and stuff is sort of spilled out onto the floor. There's also a very large hole in one corner of the room. And this like broken folding table that seems to be halfway in the process of sliding down it, but it's just kind of like there, almost like a ramp, like half of it's down to the hole. The hole is probably about 5 feet wide or so. When you start moving down here, you hear somewhere behind the refrigerator where all that stuff is just spilled out into a pile on the ground.
Hello?
Can you hear it? Go away.
What's wrong?
He's just... why do they have to be so mean about... He just didn't have to say it like that.
Did somebody pick on you?
And you still don't see where this is coming from.
She's gonna like slowly like try and like maybe like walk around-ish to see if she can get like eyesight on something.
There's space between the refrigerator and the wall, and you can see that there is a fairly young Wolverine dressed in what looks like camo, and there's a little bow on the ground, and they got their hands in their lap and their head in their hands, and they're just weeping.
Come here. I come here.
It goes up at you, and it's just like all the fur on their face is just soaking wet. Roll a dominate test at -1.
Poor little baby.
Oh no, I fail.
Okay, and they just start shuffling back a little bit away from. No, just go away. Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
Can I hear this from where I'm at?
You hear? I would say you can hear her parts because like Bassie's loud, so
Yeah.
you could probably hear Bassi.
I want to pivot a little bit and go see what's going on downstairs.
All right. So you go downstairs. You see this big pile of stuff pouring out of the refrigerator. There's a bunch of crap, like bags of stuff, like meats, other things. Like it would take a moment to look through it, and you see big old Bassi standing and looking down on the backside of this refrigerator at something and talking to somebody.
There's poor little baby.
And
As
it
I noticed.
stinks in here. Like you can tell that the battle between like the good smell of flowers or something like that and the rot smell, here the rot smell might be winning. And you look down at the refrigerator and you're thinking, well, maybe that's why.
Would I recognize? I'm gonna like kind of pivot and see what she's talking to. Would I recognize this Wolverine at all from my tribe?
Roll a d6. If it's 4 to 6, you would. Actually, I'll say if it's for you because it's a Wolverine. We'll say if it's 3 to 6, you will.
Oops.
Because it's the same. Because you're the same subspecies. So yes.
Nice.
Oof, just barely.
You know that this is a young but a well thought of hunter by the name of Kovalev 27. You probably aren't like close friends, different generations, but you've heard good things. Has a good reputation.
Little Kovalev, why are you crying so?
Because Graves was just he was just so mean. He's the one who told me to leave in the first place. I don't know why he's blaming me. I don't get it. I don't understand. Roll a comprehend. Not a comprehend. Roll a know nature, Cujo, and I'll give you a +2.
I want to put him in my purse.
He's a little bigger than a weasel.
It's your urge with all small creatures.
You know that Graves was a former alpha of a Wolverine alpha who was killed about 2-3 months ago after a Watcher raid in the Badger tribe. And so while the two of you think on that, let's go upstairs. McCloud, Hamill, Penrose. You've got a freaking out Weasel who's telling you get off the floor. McCloud, you climbed up. Hamill, you climbed up. Penrose, they keep saying like, oh my god, he's melting. It's horrifying. What are you guys doing?
Hamill wants to try to be like, look at me. Look at me. I see him. He's okay. Just look at me. And I'm just trying to like calm them down and kind of get them to...
Roll a dominate test at -1. You do not get the benefit of outnumbering.
I'm rolling 1 dice.
It's okay.
Where's McCloud? Where's McCloud compared to
McCloud
Hamill?
climbed up some things.
Just up on like a bookshelf.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, but like you're
I don't
sort of
know
a few
how
feet
that
away.
worked.
Yeah. Yeah, within earshot, within eye shot. Yeah. What are you doing, Penrose? What are you thinking?
So Penrose is just gonna like quickly look over to McCloud and like motion McCloud to come over and be like, McCloud, get away from Hamill before you're next.
But I'm not by her.
No. This is worse. Can't you see Hamill's not there? That's not Hamill. And Penrose is just like at a loss for like words and or can't really make coherent sense. You just come here, get away from them.
And then the weasel leaps back in the chimney, climbs up, and it's gone. It's just gone.
Hamill's gonna turn around to Penrose. And she's like, what the hell are you talking about?
Do I understand Hamill still?
Sorta. I mean, like the words are coming out a little different. It's unsettling.
All right. Penrose is just gonna like run over to McCloud, grab him, and then just sprint out the front door.
Okay, done.
What are you
is
doing, you
going
baboon?
Okay.
on?
Hey, that's racist. I'm not.
All right, so Hamill, you got to decide what you want to do. This other weasel just climbed back up the chimney. Penrose just grabbed McCloud and ran outside, and you just heard Bassi and Cujo went downstairs. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go downstairs and leave the crazy people
Okay.
to
So
their
you,
craziness.
you see the three of them, or the two of them. You see this other creature, this little Wolverine. Maybe you know them too. It's fine. You see this hole in the ground with almost like a slide of a table going down into it, and you see a broken storage refrigerator with a bunch of stuff poured out onto the ground. What do you want to do?
And I'll just kind of call out, "What's going on down here?"
Crying.
Just go away. Just leave me. It's just like
Let's
I
get
left
you-
him.
Bound
Let's get
right in
sunlight in,
No.
sunlight would be good for you.
And he doesn't.
Overlev, you're going to rot down here.
It's fine. I deserve it. I deserve to rot. That's what Graves said. I just deserve it. That's what it is. Just let me go. Just let me go. I don't.
there. Hamill's gonna run like right up under, and just try to be like physically comforting while Cujo continues to talk.
And
to him.
will recoil and push themselves away from you. And if you try to get any closer, we'll physically push you. Not like attack you or anything necessarily, like with Penrose, but we'll just go. Just get out of here. Just go. I need all of you to make endure tests.
Ugh.
McCloud and I make another.
No,
one?
the two of you are fine.
Oh.
Fail.
Okay. All right. I will message you both.
Failed.
Okay. I'll message you both in Discord
Oh crap.
and let you know what happens. It's pretty fun. This is pretty fun.
Would I have to pass a dominate test in order to grab him by the scruff of his
No,
neck?
grabbing him is different than trying to talk to him.
I just want to grab him by
It's
the
like a
scruff
force.
of his neck and just walk out upstairs.
Okay, well, you might not be able to.
Maybe.
You failed first.
We'll see.
Yeah, we gotta take care of this first. And then, what the hell is your name in Discord again? Where did you go?
Me?
Oh, there you are.
Shite
Okay.
easy.
Oh, that's a lot of rolls, man.
Okay. So I just sent you both. What just happened? Cujo, you want to make a dominate test? And I won't give you the -1 since you're both Wolverines. Go ahead and you can do this just normal.
Been wanting to do this my whole
Does
life.
this resolve immediately? Okay, so you guys are gonna witness Bassi is like standing there and she starts like swatting at the air and then just takes off out and she starts just running out of the house. Can I like in the living room, can I like climb up to the second floor? Like on that like broken beam?
Roll move test at -2.
Okay.
So while she's doing that, Hamill wants to, you'll kind of hear like a scream, and she's going to try to like grab this little one and like get up on top of the refrigerator.
Okay. You're trying to grab Kovalev?
Kovalev, yeah.
Okay. Make a force test. See if you can pull
But
them
didn't
up.
Cujo make the dominate check successfully?
Oh, he did. He did. But she's trying to grab him. This is all kind of happening at the same time.
Oh, got you. Okay.
She's just physically trying to grab him.
While screaming.
Okay.
loudly.
Yeah, you try to grab him. He's just a little too heavy for you. That's all. He's just like you grab him by the scruff. You try to pull him. And he's not. Again, he's not tiny. He's
a big baby.
Yeah. But yeah, Cujo, just look at me. I tried. I tried. I tried. He told me to run and I ran. So I ran.
And you ran real good, little one. But it's time to go back.
Go back where?
Back to the Badger Village.
You think so?
Everything's calmed down now. We can go back home.
Okay. Okay. And you see him just sort of like get up. Gonna dust himself off. Thanks. Thanks. I'm gonna... Okay. Okay. And then he just goes up the stairs and he starts walking out of the house. Meanwhile, Bassi freaks out, runs up the stairs. Hamill just climbed on top of like
And
the
Hamill's
refrigerator.
screaming at them. Like, what are you doing? What are you get off that?
Bassi attempts to light them on fire.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Use
What?
your
Yeah.
roll your mutant check.
I just click on.
Just
it's
roll
just a D6.
just a D6, yeah. And
Yeah.
if you roll the 1, then you have to roll the mutant effects.
What is happening?
6.
Okay. So, yeah. So right as this guy comes up from the stairs, you just start, everything just catches on fire upstairs. And Cujo, Hamill, you probably both hear this, like just stuff kind of falling in like a little mini explosion. You probably hear him like, "What the hell, man? I'm out of here." And then that's it. Penrose and McCloud. McCloud, you just got picked up and ran outside. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm shouting at them. What are you doing? Put me down.
See what Hamill turned into? Did you not see what she did to that weasel? I don't understand why you're so calm about this. That's not rational. That's not what, we got to get away. And yeah, Penrose is just like stomping basically down the same way that we came, basically like just backtracking.
Okay.
Explain it better, you fool. I've never seen you so panicked.
She turned into, I don't know. I've never seen anything like it, but she was eating the weasel and we could have been next and I had to get you to safety and I don't know what to do now.
What do you do with that, McCloud?
Huh. I'm gonna bonk one in the head real quick. Tell me.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Take bonk him on the head. Roll your attack. And he's already taken a shot to the nose, so he might be down a little bit. Go ahead and roll.
Little smack in the face.
Right
What's
on
an
his
empty-headed
broken
hit?
nose.
It's just like a fight.
Yeah, just
Fist
roll.
and claw, I think, or something.
Yeah, fist and
Okay.
claws should be an item, and that's your
Fangs
your
and claws,
unarmed.
sorry.
Fangs and claws. Yep.
I don't think I have that equipped.
Just drag it over from the item section under weapons. You should be able to see it. Fangs and claws.
Okay.
And go ahead and roll when you are ready. Yeah. Do you have any armor, Penrose?
I do not.
Okay. You take 2 points of damage. Non-lethal, but you still go down.
I don't have
Yeah,
to do
that's
2, right? I can just do 1.
Oh yeah. The one that that's true. You do 1 point of damage, and then what do you want to do with the stun?
Oh, I remember what I can do with that.
It should be in the handouts. There's like skills
Combat,
handouts.
yeah.
So you're doing. This is a fight test, so you could subdue or tire him, so where he suffers fatigue. You could knock something out of his hand. You could knock him to the ground.
Yeah, that works.
Okay, so yeah, we'll say like you just harass him around his eyes and face, and it forces him to trip over something on the ground. And the two of you just go stumbling. McCloud, you go tumbling forward, and you are now separate from the two. Like you guys are separated from each other. You're about 100 yards at this point from the cabin. Penrose, roll a healing test. Or a heal test. As you're like, you bang your head, but like it's one of those things where kind of like you kind of look, your eyesight was kind of hazy, but things are kind of straight now, and you have this weird kind of lingering headache and this sort of strange smell stuck in your nostrils. You got this sneaking suspicion you might have just been affected by something. You know that there's certain plants and animals and certain
Yeah,
things
I check my clothes for like spores of some kind. Like I try to see if anything like dusts off me.
You don't see anything. Nothing. I mean, there's like dirt and crap, but nothing alarming. And it's at that point you see this other Wolverine just slowly moving out and kind of walking towards you, kind of head kind of hanging low. You know, every now and then just kind of kicks the dirt a little bit, but it's just walking and just walks past you guys, looks up like, hey, and just walks past you. See you guys.
Oh, hey.
Okay. Do you know if there's any strange plants in this area that cause weird sensations?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, Messier might know, but I haven't seen him since he went into the, down the hole. So, listen, I'm not feeling too good. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go home. So if you see Messier or Leech, you just let them know that, that I went, and they can find me, by Forsberg. Okay?
Oh, okay.
All right. Bye. And he just walks off.
Penrose just lying on his back, looking up at the sky, kind of just like catching his breath and trying to work out what the hell is going on.
Okay. McCloud, doing anything?
Think I'll help him up.
Okay. You help him back
Roll,
up.
head
Penrose,
back,
you feel like
maybe.
you got a hangover, basically, is what's going on here. You feel like a little bit of a hangover, but you feel like you got your senses back.
Okay. Do I see the house on fire?
When you get about halfway there, you start to see smoke coming up from the middle of the house.
Oh God, no.
And when you look inside, you can see that Bassi has climbed atop one of the rafters and it's just like casting basically fire bolts on like random furniture all over the place. And like half the room's covered in fire.
We need to take her out.
Yeah, I guess I'll take a page out of McCloud's book and try and just, some concussive maintenance, I suppose, and I'll bong her on the head with my fist.
Okay. I'll just say for the sake of moving along, you get up while she's like, and she's casting, and you manage to dodge it, and you just like whack her in the head, and she just falls to the ground.
I'm gonna have to pull her out of the building since everything's
Okay.
now catching on fire.
So you
I'll
start
take
dragging her out of the building. Cujo and Hamill, you smell smoke. Cujo, you have your wits about you. Hamill, you don't. What would you like to do?
How is this fire? Can I assess the situation, see if this place is salvageable at all? If not, then I'm probably just gonna grab Hamill and get out.
So, in terms of like whether it's all going to go up in flames,
Yeah, like
it's a fairly damp area. So, you think you have a little bit of time. I mean, eventually it'll go, but like it's kind of damp, so you might have a little bit of time. You do know that there was the one other person in the chimney, and then you know that there's a hole that seems to go down in front of you inside of the cellar. And you know that you like the group that you were sent to find was a group of like 4 people.
yeah. So we've found maybe 3 so far.
Sounds like 2.
2. Yeah, I guess I'll go down into the cellar before everything burns down.
Okay. So
Hamill is yelling at you the whole time. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Hamill-
Get to high ground. What are you
see
doing?
him dive right into it. He just whoosh.
Complete the mission.
And
So, from what I see, would it also be there too? Like, it looks like he's going through.
yeah, it looks like he just dove right into it, and his head doesn't come back up. He's gone. Cujo, you slide down, jostle around a little bit, and you land in complete and utter darkness. Do you have any light sources on you?
I believe so.
Okay.
I used to, at least. See, I don't know if my my Foundry sheet didn't save at one point, because I remember I wrote a bunch of notes last time we played, like for the new characters and stuff, but they didn't save. But I'm 90%.
I know
sure
somebody
would.
got my wagon of crap, which had a flashlight. I don't remember who had that though.
Okay.
Yeah, I have the flashlight. So
I
So
did drop a
probably not.
torch.
Yeah, that's true.
So
We
you
could
could have
see.
just grabbed that
Yeah.
on your way down.
That's fine. We'll say that just to move it along. But yeah, you'll have her torch, and you light it up, and you are in some kind of like office room. Like you can see there's a desk on the ground, here that's kind of tipped over and split in half. There's all sorts of papers and things, and
I'll kind of check the nooks and crannies that I may be familiar with in this sort of room with like this desk. You know, I probably won't see anything hidden away, but I'm gonna check, you know, like under the desk, maybe in the closet, you know, if there's any open areas, just to kind of look for anything of importance before I get out of here.
You find in one of the drawers of the broken desk, there's like this little tin flask for like alcohol, and then a bottle of orange pills. That might be something, so you tuck those away. But yeah, you see a door moving out into some kind of hallway, and
a new hallway. This isn't, so it's just gonna keep going down.
So you get out of you get out of this office, like there's a door that goes right into a hallway, and then you look straight down, and there is a door on your right, and what looks to be some kind of human contraption that's just sticking out of the wall next to the door, and it's like metal and kind of rusted and has like this greenish mildewy on little parts of it. There's a little drain in the middle of it, and then at the very far end there's this double set of doors. One of the doors has been propped open. You look off to your right, and you can see this like blue symbol with like almost looks like this white silhouette of a human in the middle of the blue thing. It looks a lot like the time that you went into a ranger station at one point, or you would imagine.
Yeah, I'll check out this room.
Okay.
I'm familiar that it wasn't very big, so
yeah,
it's probably easy to clear out.
You go inside, and it is very small. There's one, which you know is a toilet, I would say. There's like a broken sink. There's a cabinet, and there's tons and tons and tons of toilet paper on the ground. And there's a
how high or how wide is it? Just like covering the floor? Is it like a mountain?
It's probably about 24 rolls. It's not like it's almost stacked in like a pyramid. There's a little cabinet nearby too.
Guess I'll open up the cabinet.
As you do, the cabinet doors fly open, and you can see that this small little marten hops out and has like a lighter in their hand, and it says, "You'll never take me alive, motherfucker!" And he just throws it down to the ground, and all of the toilet paper just like lights up. I need you to
Why
make.
is everyone going pyro crazy in here? What the fuck is in the air?
I need you to make a move test at -1.
God.
Move test at -1 is the whole small room.
Oh my gosh.
I just put in -1 for the modifier, right?
Correct.
I should take one out.
Yeah,
Okay. I don't have to like delete a base or delete a skill.
You shouldn't. No.
You shouldn't have to. It didn't work for me. It added one to just make sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it worked.
You take 1 point of damage as you kind of get burnt up, but you quickly fall out of the room, and this little tiny marten tries to run past you, like stepping over your chest.
Nice. Can I try and subdue him?
Oh, absolutely you can. Roll a force test. So this will be contested.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I'm gonna latch on to this little fucker.
Yeah, you are, because I did not. I rolled 5 dice and didn't get any. So you
Snatched
grab
him
him,
up.
and he's like,
There we go, you son of a bitch. You're not gonna
Grab
get
him,
me.
grab him by the scruff with my mouth, and basically put his body in a full Nelson and just front backpack this little thing.
okay. And he's just like,
as I wrestle him back down the corridor and up the stairs.
okay. And where do you want to do with him?
Subdue him, tie him up,
Okay.
disable him. I mean, I feel like I got enough successes just to maybe stun
Yeah,
him
you
or
could do
knock
like
him
a
out.
little sleeper hold maybe,
Sleeper
and
hold.
just like fatigue him, just take like drain his fatigue or something, and he'll just be like,
I'll get you.
and he just kind of dozes off.
Yeah, after seeing what's been going on with everyone around me and with whatever else was living in this place, I would think it's time to get the hell out.
Okay, you know that's 3. There's a hallway
I-
and there's a door open.
I'm doing my part.
Okay. Alright. So you start climbing back up, and you're dragging him with you, no problem. Penrose, McCloud, at this point, like you managed to put as best you can the fire out. Bassi's unconscious. You peek down into the cellar. There's Hamill sitting on top of this
Top of the fridge.
refrigerator. There's this pile of shit just right there on the ground. And you
Screaming.
see Cujo just climbing up, and he's got this marten that's like in his teeth as he's climbing up, and just plops him down. Hamill, you look down and you see emerging is Cujo coming out from underneath it with a freaking marten in his hand.
What were you doing? What were you doing? Get off of that. Go. Get to high ground. Get up. And I'm trying to find a way to get from the refrigerator, which I imagine is middle of the room-ish, back over to the
stairs.
banister of the stairs.
Sure, there's an easy way to do it. It's by rolling a move test.
Yes, in ways that don't involve the floor.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Like, you just leap over the banister and you like catch like the ceiling with one of your hand and you like swing up and over and you never even touch the stairs. You just swing up, sweep up and over, and you're now on the first floor.
So once I get to the first floor, I'm going to go back over into the chimney.
Mm-hmm. He's
like, you were so right. You were right.
See, I told you. Here. And he kind of grabs you and he pulls you up and he's like, just gotta get to the top. And he slips, just gotta get to the top. And he continues to try to climb up to the very top. And eventually the two of you are at the very top of the chimney. And you're just both sitting there on top of the chimney looking down onto the first floor, but you are safe.
How does the ground outside look? Does it look similar?
Yes.
Damn it.
And he's just like, well, if I'm gonna go out, I'm going out with one of my own.
We'll just stay here.
It's okay. And he gives you a hug and he's like, it's okay.
It's okay. There's so many things I wanted to do. There's just so many things.
I'll reciprocate the hug, and I have no idea what to do now.
Okay. McCloud, Penrose, Cujo. You're in this cellar. Cujo, you just pulled up this other creature. Is unconscious. Bassi is unconscious on the first floor. You've got most of the fire out. What do you guys want to do?
Penrose is going to look at Cujo and say, there's something not right in this house. If I saw things that apparently weren't real, and I don't know what's causing it. I didn't see any fungus or spores or any clouds of anything. Do I notice anything like floating around in the air in this house?
I mean, there's some
miasmas.
nasty stuff on the ground. You do smell this strange, beautiful flower scent that's mingling with the rot. You can definitely pinpoint the rot smell being to this busted refrigerator.
I'm going to try and pinpoint the flowery smell.
Seems to be, I mean, Cujo, you smelt it pretty considerably downstairs.
Yeah.
Down the hole, I should say.
The rotting food just barely overpowered it, so, you know.
And you recognized, like, the coloring of the hallway and the corridor you were in. It looked a lot like some of the places you were exploring when you were in the Labyrinth.
So I'm basically going to tell him there was wonderful plants downstairs that seem to have that I know I've seen before. I have no idea if it has something to do with what's going on in this house, but everyone seems to be losing their mind. You know,
yes.
For some reason I've yet to succumb, but everyone else seems to be pyro crazy.
Which reminds me, McCloud and Cujo, please go ahead and roll an indoor test. Penrose, you're fine.
I shouldn't have mentioned it. It's okay. I got quite a bit of indoors, so I might be able to hang on to this. Oh my goodness!
Holy shit,
the flowers explode.
Cujo, roll a d6, by the way. Let's see if you.
Oh yikes!
When you're done doing the indoor, roll a d6.
Gonna push?
Can I push that?
Yeah, of course. Okay, you're okay. Yeah,
you said roll a d6.
Roll a d6 to see if you recognize this little weasel. Nah, you don't.
Doesn't seem to be.
You don't.
Vermin. That's what we call them.
Oh wow. So, what do you want to do? What's the decision here?
Can we? I mean, I noticed Penrose unconscious. Can I try and get her out of the house?
Bassi, yeah, you can take. So you can
Bassi,
take Bassi and the Weasel. The two, you drag the two of them out. Penrose and McCloud. You also notice that Hamill and the other Weasel. So two Weasels on the chimney. The Martin and Bassi are being dragged outside by Cujo. Penrose and McCloud, what do you want to do? You've counted 3 people.
Yeah, we know there's 4.
Mm-hmm.
Am I big enough to even fit in that hole?
Yes.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. So I guess I would just look at McCloud and be like, do you want to look for this last survivor, or do you want to go and try and deal with the 2 weasels?
Oh, we can pick them up later. They're fine.
Okay.
Is there like an upper level, or does it go any higher?
No, it goes down.
Goes down. Okay.
Yeah. So there's like a hole in the ground.
Yeah, I'll just hop down there
Yeah,
and
I'm
say,
going
let's
down too.
Okay.
let's get this over with.
So the two of you hop down to that same office that I described, that Cujo described. There's a hallway. You can see there's other ways to go, but it's like blocked off by like stuff collapsed. And so there's like basically one corridor going straight. There's a door where there's a bunch of burnt up toilet paper on the ground for some reason. And then there is a set of double doors with one of those doors is open straight ahead.
I'll poke my head into that door and look in.
Okay, so you look down and you can see, and I'm assuming one of you's got some kind of light source.
Yeah, I have a flashlight.
Yeah, so you're flashing. You got this light flashing around. You can see that this is a large room. There's this huge cave-in on the like right in the middle, where like a bunch of roots and soil and rocks have fallen down and crushed a bunch of tables and stuff. The tiles on the ground are starting to erupt almost. On the far side, on the other side of this collapsed area, there's ways around it to either side. You can see that there are a series of tanks, these huge tanks that have these valves on them. And there's also a couple countertops in front of you with some various human tools and sundries and devices and things. What do you want to do?
Do I recognize any of the tools?
Well, you're just peeking in, so it's a couple feet away, so you'd have to kind of get close and take a look.
Oh, yeah. If I don't see any movement or if I don't hear anything, then I'll make my way into the room.
Roll a scout test. No push. You do not see anything or hear any movement.
I look over my shoulder to McCloud, shrug, and just slowly walk in.
Okay. So then, as you shrug and slowly walk in, you hear a thump, as coming from somewhere on the other side of the room by the tanks. I'll say, McCloud, you see this like badger like step up and just fire something whoosh, like this from a crossbow, and it just goes hurtling across and just catches Penrose in the shoulder. Take a point of damage. But you're able.
That puts me.
Yeah.
You could put it to either strength or agility, right?
This would be strength.
No, that puts me at 0.
Okay, so yeah, you get hit and then you collapse right at the other, like right inside before that little table, and you hear McCloud, someone yelling from the other side, like, "It's mine, motherfuckers! You ain't getting this! It's all mine!" And you hear, "Oh yeah, feels good. Feels real good." What do you do with that, McCloud? As Penrose, not dead, but you can see is like broken and hurting, and he is much bigger than you. So what would you like to do?
What is it that it's all yours?
Whatever this sweet, sweet juice is. Makes you see things, doesn't it? You see such great things.
I wouldn't know. I haven't had any.
Well, you can't have this. It's mine.
It's okay. I didn't want it.
Then get the hell out of here before I shoot you two. I got all sorts of crossbow bows over here. I can fill you full of them.
Long, you're a seer, and you don't want the substance that helps you see great things. Come on, man.
I don't need the substance to see great.
So, McCloud, what do you want to do? You would guess at this point that those tanks have something to do with what the hell's going on. Like, everyone's freaking out and seeing
It's in the same room as them?
It's in the same room. Like, there's this big thing in the middle, like a collapse, but you can go around it, but you'd be going right at him, and he's got a crossbow back there. So what do you want to do?
There's no way I can circumvent him.
You could try to, like, climb and weasel your way around, like, that center collapse. I can roll a move test if you want to see if you can get through there.
Okay.
So go ahead.
If
Roll a
they're
move
like
test.
it tanks with valves.
Yeah, on
maybe
the
I
other
could start
side.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Over where he is.
All right, I'll do my best to like avoid his fire then.
Okay, roll a move test to see if you can get across without drawing fire. Yeah, you're able to quite deftly. You first you stay low. Penrose was huge, so he was taller than this countertop that he got fired over. You, however, You know, your little swirly hat might be sticking up, but the rest of you is hiding beneath it. And you manage to circumvent. You climb up on top of that big dirt cave in and just sort of do a little shimmy around the side of it. And you drop down right as you see him kind of pulling back on the crossbow and kind of looking down where you would most likely have come, because there was like kind of a funnel. And he hears you fall and he's like, "Rah!" And he turns over towards you. I give you one chance to do something before he fires. What do you want to do?
I just gotta cut off his supply.
Okay.
Disarm him.
What do you want to do?
Let me see what the combat is.
Don't we still have a bonus pool of dominate dice that we didn't use from your scry?
No,
Oh,
Hamill used it on Forsberg.
Yeah, I
Oh,
used it.
okay.
Okay, so what are we doing, McCloud?
I'll just have to take him down.
Okay, go for it. Roll your attack. So you lunge forward before he was ready. You want to push? You satisfied with one?
It's pretty much a free push. It adds on, right?
It adds on.
Okay.
Okay, so you do 2
Nice.
damage, and
And
you just start to swipe away at him, and you can see he's already taken some, and that just managed to like kind of knock him to the ground. And his crossbow goes flying, and he bangs his head against the wall, and you see him just kind of slump down. You know, a little bit of drool coming out of his mouth. He had crazy eyes, but you seem like you kind of like attacking him and him falling back kind of knocked him a little bit unconscious, broken as well. So you got these 3 big tanks with all these valves, and you can see that one of them has his gas like slowly coming out of it.
Right, I'll go up to that one and just see if I can close it off.
Roll comprehend.
Comprehend. Ooh.
Okay. Close it up. You turn it. You think you did. Anyway.
Oh dear.
Okay. What do you want to do? You got these 2 big bodies.
How big is he?
Well, he's about your size, I should say. He's a badger.
Okay, I'll see if I can drag him out then.
Okay, yeah. You drag him out. You can see there's all sorts of this other stuff in here, too. You see, like, there's a handful of things up on some of these tables. Kind of look interesting.
Ooh.
You wanna
After I drag him out of the room, I'll check it out.
Okay, so you drag him out past Penrose, who's just like watching you drag a random stranger before you know him.
I can't move that guy. Isn't he a healer? Can he get himself up?
you can roll a heal test on him if you want. Anyone can roll a heal. Right?
All right, I'll check. I'll pull the crossbow out of him, even though
Okay.
you're not supposed to.
Roll a heal test. Okay,
Ooh, look at you.
God.
Penrose, you get a health back too. So you are no longer broken, and you get a health back. You stand up.
Nice.
You look at the table in front of you, and you can see that sitting on the table is this weird hooded thing with like this strange contraption on the front and like kind of a see-through plastic thing. You're not really sure what this is. You probably want to show this to Bassi. And then there's this other thing here that's like you pick it up and you're like, you're pretty sure you saw that little Weasel lady take one of these out of that laser gun that she was firing that one time. So you kind of pocket that as well. Everything else kind of looks like broken hand tools and stuff, nothing too fancy. But I'll say, just to wrap this up, because the 2 of you, since you got your health back, can easily get the badger back up. And over the course of the next 30 minutes or so, as you try to talk down Hamill and the other Weasel friend down, they're like, they're not coming down, until finally, after about a half an hour, 45 minutes, Hamill, your senses kind of come back, and you're like, what the hell am I doing up in this chimney right now? And the other Weasel's like, what the hell am I doing up in this chimney right now? And you slowly regain your senses
Oh, thank goodness.
as you climb down the chimney, and you guys start to move yourselves back to the badger habitat with these different people in tow. And I think that's where we'll go ahead and stop, because it's 6:15, and I know Lon's got stuff in about 45 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and stop there for tonight, and we'll pick up in a couple weeks.
XP questions.
Okay, so let's hit XP questions really fast, and then we'll go, as I had totally forgotten about XP questions, but of course Melissa did, because that's all she ever cares about is her damn XP.
I'm gonna build up my talent pool over here.
Participate in the session.
Yep.
Sacrifice or risk something for your tribe. Sacrifice or risk something for the resistance.
I dove into a burning building to save that weasel.
You did.
Did you dive into a burning? You were already in the building.
I dove deeper into a burning.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. Sacrifice or risk something for your PC buddy. Sacrifice or risk something for the NPC you want to keep safe. Definitely not McCloud, because you didn't give a fuck about Slippy. Sacrifice or risk something to mess with the NPC you hate, or sacrifice or risk something to reach your big dream. So take a point for each one of those, and that is your XP. All right. So while everyone's tallying that up, we'll close it down. Tomorrow night, you can catch me over on Notorious DMG TV playing Shadowrun. It's our every other Sunday game where we play Shadowrun through a bunch of different systems. That's at 9 Central. On Monday, over on Free League Publishing's Twitch channel, so twitch.tv/Free League Publishing. You can find Melissa and I as we play Vaesen. And then next Friday here on this channel, I think we're either going to be playing Those Dark Places again or Best Left Buried. We're still kind of figuring out what we want to do. It's one of those two probably. But we'll be back again next Friday with some more stuff. And if you're looking for something to do on Wednesdays, check out Defenders of Cobalt. I play a game over there as well. I think we're playing Spectaculars, so you can catch that too. So I'm gonna go ahead and put us on the end screen. Thanks for those of you who hung out and watched. Thanks for those of you who are watching this later. And I'll go ahead and give a raid to somebody else while we close it down. So have a good night, folks. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Night.
Keep waving. Oh my God, where'd it go?
Just awkwardly wave.
Okay, I'm
Hello.
just
Smile and wave.